You are now listening to episode 7 of a self-help podcast where we focus on lifting each other up and counting our blessings at the same time. We are your host. Hey, I'm Mia.
I'm Kiosha.
And this is Crazy Beautiful Talks. That was, I think. This whole month is Black History Month, and this episode we are focusing on Black love. Black love means allowing for balance and yielding space, while allowing a person to grow and change and figure out ways to navigate the world separately or with a partner. Black love is not just between a man and a woman or a woman and a woman, man and man. I think Black love is about the human race, honestly. I feel like we need to love on each other, on our brown and Black, whatever, yellow, white skin. We need to love on each other. Okay. We have to show our children now how much they are loved. So when they grow up, they are not searching for that love somewhere else.
Yes. Yes.
I actually have a quote. I am grateful to have been loved, to be loved now, and to be able to love, because love liberates. Maya Angelou.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that because, I don't know. I think the way you are loved growing up as a child really affects how you love. And I can tell you it affected me loving my children and significant others growing up, and friends and family. And that quote, I am grateful to have been loved and to be loved now. Like that's crazy.
Exactly. I feel like when she says I am grateful to have been loved, because it's like, how am I going to love someone if I haven't learned how to love? If you allow your kids to just learn love like off of movies or TV or from school or friends or other people, like, you don't know what they would interpret it. But if you show your child how to love and have open communication with them and tell them you love them without just, oh, okay, I put a roof over their head, they should know I love them. No.
Exactly.
Kids need to hear it. They need you to show it. So when I think of Black love, I think about our youth and what we are showing them. We have to let them know they are important and that they are loved. Children need security that comes from knowing they are wanted, accepted, and loved by their families. Parents, especially fathers, okay? Yes. Especially fathers, they hold a special place in boys and girls, so fathers, you really need to, if you're not used to showing love and affection, or you don't think you got that when you were a kid, you need to figure it out, because you are raising our future. We don't want our little boys and girls going out there feeling like, okay, being alienated and not talked to, or just the provider bringing in the money is love. You don't want them going out there thinking that, okay? You don't want
the daddy figure.
No, you don't want kids thinking that, okay?
As little girls, we do.
Yes. Fathers especially need to feel both comfortable and willing to hug their children. I'm not talking about that whole kiss and all that. No, just physical touch, hug, let them know that you're there, you're a warm body, and you're real. Show affection every day is the best way to let your children know you love them.
Yes. Now, here are 5 ways you can start showing your kids affection today. Hug them every day if possible. NFI President Roland Warren, which is the National Fatherhood Initiative, grew up without his dad and felt like he didn't really know how to show affection to his kids because it hadn't been modeled for him by his dad. When their son was young, His wife encouraged him to hug him, even though it might feel a little different. Well, you're just going to have to do it because it needs it. It's true. Your kids need to physically feel that they are loved by their dad. Even if it feels a little strange to you at first, if possible, make sure you hug your children every day. I know I do. Okay, I know I try to. I know with my older son, it was a little harder because he wasn't as affectionate. With my girls, it's a lot easier. They hug me 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. And with my 16-year-old son right now, I try to hug him. It usually happens like 3 to 4 times a day. I mean, 3 to 4 times a week, let me say. What about you, Mia?
Those teenagers. Well, when I was a kid, I knew I wasn't with my dad every day. I mean, we didn't live together. Well, we did for a short period of time, but that was when I was older. But every time I saw him, oh my goodness, he loved on me, like hugs, kisses on my cheeks. Like, I had to literally be like, okay, that's enough. Like, get up off me, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, I feel like that was important. And I feel like my son, he hugs me and tells me he loves me every day. So I just have to embrace it. Sometimes, I'll be like, okay, because
embrace it.
I embrace it, but sometimes it can be a bit much. But I have to think about it. He can be a teenager, and I would have to be fighting for his hugs like you do. So
yes,
I've learned to love it and embrace it, no matter how many times he says I love you and hug me every day. I just love it all, and I don't take it for granted. It says, say I love you every day. Not every dad is in a situation where he can physically hug his kids every day, but you can say I love you every day. There's a phone. You better make it good with the baby's mother, like something, so you can call your kids. That's important.
Yes.
If you don't live with your kids, call or text them every day to let them know you love them. And of course, if you live with your kids, make sure you say, I love you too. It's not enough to demonstrate that you love them by your actions. You have to say it too.
Yeah, I don't, growing up, I don't remember because I live with split up. I live with my mom as a child. I live with my dad going into junior high, high school, my stepmom. And I never really heard I love you as a child growing up a lot. I don't remember a lot at all. And I make it a point to tell my children that I love them all the time. Even though it's weird and it's awkward, I do it because I have to, because I do, and I need them to feel that.
Yeah, I can piggyback off that. I've lived with mommy in and out majority of my life, and she wasn't really into the I love you, and like, I don't know, she was just fun to be around. But I really got I love you from my grandmother. She was more I love you and get off the phone, I love you. That's why, I'm used to saying that to her. But yeah, I totally feel you. Growing up as a kid, you didn't hear it as much, but I felt it. I felt it. I felt loved. So I don't know. Maybe that was me I just made myself feel like I was loved.
Yeah, you were loved. You were loved. We just need to hear it more. You know what I'm saying? As a society, we need to hear it. So that brings us to number 3. Be creative in how you show affection. Affection can be shown by more than hugs and I love you. Write your child a note telling him or her what you appreciate about them, about their personality, about their character. Let your kids gentle wrestle with you on the floor. Take your kids out for a special date every month. These things can replace hugs and I love yous. And these things can reinforce how you show them physically and tell them verbally how much you love them. Time is a lot. That time's a lot.
Yes, it's like figuring out their love language. I
Yes.
think they have that on the internet. You could just look up like find out your children's love language. Love language can be they want to verbally hear it or they like presents and toys. That's how they feel. You love them or you spend quality time with them. Like you need to figure out what your child's love language is. I feel like my son's love language is quality time. He wants to, watch movies and go out to dinner and go to the park and stuff like that. He wants to be with you. So you have to figure out your child's love language.
I kind of know my kid's love language. I know Davion. He's definitely buying things. That's his love language. Ali is quality time, physical touch. Ari is quality time. We have your birthday coming up, and she does not want me to leave. She like is literally.
She was so sad. Yeah.
And she does not want me to leave. Like, it's crazy. And Kaylee's is definitely physical touch and verbal. Like, Kaylee needs to hear you say it constantly, which, I try my best.
Right.
But I love that point of taking them out once a month. I'm going to try to implement that in our daily lives.
Oh, yeah. Especially due with COVID. We're trapped inside, so it's hard to do anything. But even taking walks, I feel like I need to start doing that. Like taking walks, us as a family. I mean, it's going to get us out the house and we can exercise because, we need to stay healthy and get some fresh air too.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one is remember that kids never stop needing affection. It may become more difficult or awkward to show affection to your kids as they get older, especially in teen or adult years, but they still need you to demonstrate you love them. Perhaps even more as they enter challenges as they get older, in life, because it gets harder when you get older. As a child, you think like, oh my God, when I get older, it's going to be so much easier. I'm going to be able to do this, and that. No. Oh no. The older you get, the more problems you have.
More money, more problems, more older, more problems.
Exactly. Okay. Don't be bashful about hugging your teen or young adult or saying, I love you. Even fully grown adults who have their own children need their fathers and mothers' love. Let's throw the mothers in here too, because nowadays you start seeing more fathers having their kids than the mothers do. So just as important as kids need their fathers, they also need their mothers too. So
love, period. I mean, love. Mothers, fathers, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles. I know my kids, my oldest, he loves more affection from his TT than he does me. So, I mean, just love, period. Black love, period. Like, we need to be more affectionate. We need to tell each other how much we love each other. We need to show each other how much we love each other. So we just need to love.
And I know we titled this Black Love, but Black love means just like Black Lives Matter. We want everything to be equal. We want everybody to love everybody equally. We just need to shed a light on a Black love because obviously we're Black and it's Black History Month. But I'm saying like Black love means love everyone, show everyone the utmost respect.
So last but definitely not least, know why affection is important. For some children, physical touch is their primary love language. For these kids, daily hugs are especially important. But for every child, physical affection tells them that they are valued and accepted for who they are, that their parents will keep them safe, that their parents are proud of them, that their parents approve of them, and that they are loved no matter what. Now, I was debating this whole time when we thought about this segment, and I want to bring up a situation with my oldest son and his father specifically. And he didn't have his father growing up for a multitude of reasons, but for the main reasons is because my older son is gay, and his father made it very clear to him when he's about 4 or 5. And he told him and told me, when you stop acting like a little bitch, then I'll be around you. Mm. And my son didn't talk to him about 10 years. And finally, my son talked to him 10 years later, early teens. And he actually came out to his father. And ever since that day, he has not talked to him since. And, you know, it really affected my son. And it affected the way he views other men. And I'm afraid that, you know, I pray over him every day that it will not affect him going into his life. But things like that can really affect our children. Mm-hmm. And doing that, we just need to be aware and cognitive of what we're doing. Just be aware, man.
Yes, you have to think of I think of it all the time, like how I discipline my son. How is he going to interpret it? Like, I drive myself crazy. Like, if I yell at him, like, oh my God, later on in life, is he going to think yelling at, like, I always think that I drive myself crazy. But you really have to think about what you pour into your children and how they interpret it. Like, sometimes not always yelling at them or whooping them works. Some kids need to be told why they shouldn't do X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
And some kids don't know, like, they'll do something and get a whooping and you're like, okay, go in your room, don't talk to me. And they're still figuring out what they did wrong.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you have to take that time to talk to them. I know they're not adults, like, what am I talking to a kid for? But you need to take that time so they can understand younger, not wait until they get older.
Yes, and we need to think about each individual child. Each child learns differently. Different children are more sensitive. I have extremely sensitive children, and I have children you need to tell them, like, straightforward, this is it. Right. How they learn. Mm-hmm. So you just have to be aware of your children and how they are and what they need. So let's talk about what healthy Black love looks like. Many of us, including myself, need to be reminded of what healthy Black love looks like. It isn't someone putting you through hell. It isn't someone who is making you pay for their sins of another by forcing you to break down all their walls of pain that someone else built by fear. Healthy Black love isn't back and forth type of struggle for power or a tie to a dysfunction disguised as chemistry or as a connection. Mm-hmm. Healthy love is given freely and willingly to the one who deserves it. Everyone may deserve love, but that doesn't mean they deserve your love. In order to get to a place of loving someone willingly and unrestricted, you must develop a relationship with your intuition. It is what you should trust to guide you. Now, back to what healthy love looks like. According to Ebony, this is what healthy Black love looks like.
Number 1, healthy Black love is trusting. Yes. When you are engaged in a relationship that is healthy, you are in tune with your intuition, that you know who you are and whom you trust. You got to trust that gut feeling, okay? You know what it is. Like, it might not be so clear, but you'll know. Trust is healthy in a relationship, and it brings the two of you closer.
Number 2, healthy Black love is compassionate. When you truly love someone, you seek to understand your mate instead of arguing or setting out to prove a point. You prioritize understanding your partner's point of view and effort to come to a solution. Oh, I love that.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Because I'm toxic. I've been in toxic. I've been in unhealthy. And yeah. Oh, I love that.
Number 3, healthy Black love is genuine. Okay. When you really care for someone, you don't need to become obsessed with keeping tabs, like going back and forth, tit for tat, like, oh, you did that, so now I'm going to do this to you. Okay. You genuinely want to see your mate win in life, and there is no unhealthy competition. Healthy Black love is simply real, and it is pure with no motives that are motivated by self-gain.
Wow. I can't wait for my healthy Black love. I feel like you have health. I feel like you have healthy Black love.
We
I mean,
really
you have
do.
your relationship is healthy and it's love. It's not all Black love,
No, but it's
it's
Black
love.
love. I'm in love. Like, it's something different, because before, like, when you think of relationships, you like argue all the damn time. Like, every time you see people in a relationship, they just argue, and you see that they say they're happy, but I
It's
guess
toxic.
it's toxic and they stay in it, and I'm just not that person. And my relationship, we're not perfect, like, we have arguments and things like that, but we really talk it through. It's kind of awkward at sometimes, because it's like you have to sit there and listen to someone tell you like what's wrong with you, kind of, and it's like, okay, you have to be like, okay, so that's what you think is what's wrong with me. You have to really think of their point of view and digest it and figure out a way to either agree or disagree. And even if you disagree, it's not the end of the world. You don't just break up. Like, I'm used to, okay, we don't agree on something, we're gonna break up. Like, we're not getting along, you know? But no, it's not that we're not getting along. We're figuring each other out, and you can't just break up. You know what I mean?
That's the difference. You have healthy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So your healthy is talking about it. Your healthy is not arguing about it or fighting or butting heads. Your healthy is speaking about it and then maybe agreeing to disagree or seeing each other's point of view. That's the
Exactly.
difference. That's the freaking difference.
And it's so different, girl. It's so different than what I've ever been in.
Which is awesome, which means you found your forever person,
Right. Hey, me.
which means soulmate, you know? So this brings us into our discussion, and we have some questions for you, and we want you to think about this, okay? Do you think it's important that boys have a male role model in their life, father or friend?
It's very important. I mean, not just any role model. I mean, if they don't have their father in their life, it has to be somebody positive. You want them to see someone who is successful
Yes.
and just like them, or they don't even have to be just like them. They don't have to be the same race. It's just, seeing a male doing good in a good person society, not in trouble, has his own place, his own car, is respectful to women. We need our children, our young boys to see that, and our young women. We need
Yes.
them to see a caring man, a man that's not mean, a man that's working, provides for his family. We they need it, not they need it.
A
Okay.
person that's communicative, a
Mhm,
person that, like you said, it's not mean,
mhm.
can talk, can communicate, not have attitude problem. You're right. We need that.
They do.
And you touching on girls too. That brings us to our second question. What do you think is more important,
Mhm.
a father-son relationship or a father-daughter relationship?
Ooh, ooh, that's hard. For me, I don't have girls. I mean, well, I'm a girl. I don't know. Well, for me, I would strongly say that a father um, daughter relationship is very important because girls, they crave love, and it's like if you're not getting the right attention, like if your dad is not showing you love and how a man is supposed to treat you, then you're gonna just let any man do anything to you because you don't know how you're supposed to be treated. And so you interpret anything a man does to you as love. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like a father-daughter relationship is very important. Not saying a father-son relationship is not as important. I mean, but that's my answer. What do you think?
And so I have to agree to disagree with you. And I feel that a father to son relationship is slightly more important only because we need that man to teach our sons how to be proper men. And if we had our fathers to teach our sons how to be proper men, we wouldn't have to worry about these dysfunctional men
Mm-hmm.
coming around to mess up our daughters, to
Right.
mess us up. Not saying that we don't have part in it, not saying that we don't have faults of our own, but I can say that I have been with men that are so messed up that they messed me. They tried to break me. They didn't.
Right.
They tried. So I have a little bit, and I think I've been through that. I've seen my 16-year-old, which he has an awesome relationship with his father, and I see how he is, and I see how he treats people, versus my son that didn't have that. So I see the dynamics, and I've been with men that have had that father figure, and that I've been with men that have not, and to see how they are is totally different.
Yeah.
So last, and I feel it's a really important question. Do you feel you know how to love?
Yes, I think I do. I think I've got a lot of tools from my parents and things like that, and maybe I watched a lot of TV, so I feel like I do know how to love. At first, no, I wasn't really worried about love. I was worried about, taking care of my child and having enough money to support my child. So I really at first didn't think I was worthy enough to love because I didn't have my stuff together. You know what I mean? Until I found somebody who like really wants to love me and I'm like, okay, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? So, and then I realized like I can't be who I used to be where I, cut off people and just not care like, okay, this is not working, like I'm done. You know what I mean? Like it's too much work. No, I really found someone that I'm willing to do the work and I know that I can love and I am loving. So,
Wow.
what about you?
Um, I think I still have some things to worry about. I mean, yeah, I feel I still have some things to work on, I should say. I feel that for the most part, I know how to love my children. But of course, there's always room for improvement because there are some things I need to, get together better with. Um, I feel that I'm learning to love myself, but I don't think I'm ready to love someone else. I know I love my friends. I know I love my family, my siblings, but I'm not at a place where I think I can love a significant other right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And that is okay. And it always happens when you least expect it.
Yeah.
That feeling you have, that's what I was feeling for a very long time. And, it comes when you least expect it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
keep working on you. When you
Yes.
turn it around and work on yourself, there's somebody out there watching and they're like, oh my God, like I would love to have, like love to have that person in my life because I see that they're working on themselves and they're not out here like, hoeing. Let's just say it.
No.
Right. So, and they're truly trying to work on yourself. And when you're truly working on yourself is when the most pleasant surprise comes to you. So
I'm excited. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm excited. Not right now.
Okay, so I want to get into a physical health. Now, right now, we're in a pandemic, but as a physical health, I feel like we need to do more with our families. Like, I don't know. I mean, it could be your extended family, it could be just in your household, but you need to do more with your families. Like, take trips or go on hikes or walks or just plan something where it's just you and your family. What do you guys do, Kiosha?
Well, we have this thing called the Pogo Pass, and it has like different activities we can do. So we try to go every other week and do something just the four of us because my older son's no longer in the home with us. But we try to at least go out to dinner or go to like Game Works or go to like one of those rock climbing places or just something small, just something where we can just all four be together, or we'll have a movie night. Just something where we can all four be together. So we try. I need to try harder, but we try. What about you guys? You guys are always out.
We are not now, but yeah, we go out. We like to go out to eat, and we like to do stuff where it's just the three of us, or So I feel like it's very important, and to show your kids their manners outside. They need to be able to act accordingly. Okay, so yes, I'm at first. Makai was a little like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Bored and stuff. And it's like, no, just be able to sit here, wait for your food, eat, and then we can leave. So let's end this with a question for our viewers. What have you thought you learned in Black history, but when you got older, you found out it was something totally different?
And you can answer this question on our Facebook page at Crazy Beautiful Talks, or our group page, Crazy Beautiful Talks, which is a private group. So go ahead and request to get in.
Our next episode is going to be on Black history. So I hope you join us with another episode of Crazy Beautiful Talks. And we are out.